You're listening to the Weekend Sport Podcast with Jason Pine from News Talk ZB.
Sunday afternoons mean a lot of things, but, happily for us, James McOnie is one of them. How are you, mate?
I'm good, thanks, mate. Just came back from Waiheke Island, a lovely wedding for Rowan and Melanie Marks. So, nice to go to a wedding at my age. I'm glad someone decided to go and get a retread and get married again. So, yeah, it was great.
I was invited to a 21st last night.
Oh, yeah. Well, did you hold the yardie? Is that your experience sort of shining through there?
No, I couldn't go. I was at the Phoenix. I couldn't make it.
Phoenix.
Yeah, I couldn't make it. We'll get to that in a moment. I'm looking at the TAB odds for Super Rugby, the overall winner. Blues, $3. Chiefs, $3. Hurricanes, $3. Who are Super Rugby favourites, James?
I think it's still the Hurricanes. I think the Blues are obviously making pretty good strides. I know the Hurricanes had the hiccup in Canberra, but that's always going to happen in a season. And look, I do feel like the Cam Roigard, Asafa Moore, that's just huge bad luck for two players who are on track to making the All Blacks in their positions. But for me, it's the Hurricanes, then the Blues, and then the Chiefs.
I was just talking to Elliott Smith about the Chiefs. It's really hard to put a finger on where they even are. You know, they win games and they've got good players, but it doesn't feel as though we've seen the best of the Chiefs yet in 2024. Is that your gut feel?
Yeah, I think so. If you're being picky, the one thing missing from the Chiefs and the Hurricanes is probably experience, right? So you look over at the Blues and Paddy Tuipulotu's having an incredible season. The Ioane brothers are there. Angus Ta'avau's been added to the squad. Ofa Tuangafasi. You know, there's a lot of a lot of miles on the clock. So it's a matter of clicking. But you notice that experience for the Crusaders really shone through on Friday for them. So that it's taken a while, but I think it does help having those old heads in the team.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, what a difference Scott Barrett made. And not that he's an old head, but certainly an experienced head. Having him there just made a massive difference in their win over the Rebels. Warriors. Now, the Warriors, they haven't won a game of rugby league for a few weeks. A loss to the Titans on Anzac Day, following a loss to the Dragons last weekend, and that 22-all draw with the Sea Eagles. How are we feeling about the Warriors at the moment?
I'm still feeling okay about the Warriors. I just feel that they're lacking a bit of punch, and after another game with a bright start and a team running them down, I'd like to see Ali Lautaua get a bit more time. Ali Lautiti's nephew, there's just some players I'd like to see get on the field and just see what they can do, because at the moment, the Warriors, yes, they when they complete their moves, really, really nice, but still a little bit conservative at times. And I get a little bit envious when I watch other clubs with these young players just coming through, no holds barred.
I think they're starting to build that pathway, aren't they, though? The Warriors with their under-17 side, for example, winning the Harold Matthews Cup. I mean, there's obviously a pathway there into the underage or the lower grade teams, and then into the premiership side. Yeah,
there is, and NRL clubs are extremely aggressive. One thing I was going to talk to you about today, Piney, is that I went to a first 15 game the other day, St Kentigern College against St Andrews from Christchurch. They travelled up to Auckland, and there were scouts from the Redcliffe Dolphins there who'd already signed two St Kitts players. Wow. And this is the thing, it's just unbelievable at that level. I'm sure it happens down in Wellington as well, but that kind of recruitment is going to play havoc with New Zealand rugby over the coming years. But also, the Warriors have to get just as aggressive there, I think, in that market.
That is incredible. And to be fair, though, it's not a surprise, is it, that NRL scouts are looking at first 15 rugby teams. It's not a quantum leap to think that they could convince some of these top players to code hop.
Oh, exactly. I think a name that people might know, Scott Morrison and Stacey Morrison, their son, Hawaiki Morrison, who's at King's College, has been signed by the Gold Coast Titans. Really promising young flanker. They like the cut of his jib. He's gone. And what they do at NRL clubs is they offer them guaranteed money straight away. So something in the New Zealand rugby pathway has to change there. So, and I don't blame the players for going. Why would you? It's actually been, it's a really good career path.
Yeah. Oh, it's a professional sporting career. Just because it's with a game that's got 13 players aside compared to 15 that they might have played growing up. Yeah. Look, it's not, as I say, it's not a quantum leap anymore. Let's talk about the Phoenix. They will finish either first or second in the regular season. We still wait for that result on Wednesday night, of course. How do you assess the ability of this quite young side to handle the pressure of finals football?
Well, I think really well. There's something great about the culture. I think Giancarlo Italiano, the coach chief, has given them, I guess, a feeling of confidence, and I can't see them crumbling under pressure. They just seem like a really well put together team. Also, anyone coaching football teams around New Zealand, I know there's some big egos out there, but just watch the Chiefs' blueprint for the Phoenix and replicate it. It really is simple, beautiful football.
You should have seen him out on the pitch last night. I'm not sure if you knew this, but they let everybody go down on the grass last night after the game, and they had a big, what they called a team photo, and all the crowd were all in it, and the players and the coaches. And then once that was finished, everybody sort of went up to the players to get autographs and selfies. You should have seen the crowd around Giancarlo Italiano, James. It was like, I think it was more popular than most of the players.
Yeah, he's humble but intelligent. He's the perfect mix. He's obviously tough. He's passionate. You can see him losing his mind on the sideline, but with the players, they just absolutely adore him. Just watching someone like Costa Barbarouses flourish. Costa's going to go down as a great of two clubs now. Is that fair? The Melbourne Victory and the Wellington Phoenix?
100%.
Yeah. This season, 13 goals in 27 games. He's just led the charge, and I think just having somebody who is that good playing to his potential but even better than is just something that warms the heart, and I think makes all the young guys in the team realise that they've got a genuine leader there. But I must stress that I still want the Knicks to win the regular season, and for that to happen, I think the Adelaide need to beat the Central Coast Mariners in Gosford. Not the most intimidating place to play because they've got giant sauce bottles at one end of the ground, remember. But there is a kid in the Adelaide team. If you want to watch a great footballer or a superstar of the future, go and watch the game 9 p.m. on Wednesday night on Sky Sport. Nestor Irankunda, Tanzanian born, grew up in Adelaide. He is a freak, and he's on his way to Bayern Munich after this series.
Yeah, we can all be Adelaide fans for one night only. Anyway, even if they win, they're not going to affect the Phoenix's finals chances because they're not going to be in it. So yeah, we can all cheer Adelaide on against the Mariners on Wednesday night. Just before you go, the NFL draft. My son was deeply invested in this during the week. He is a Minnesota Vikings fan. He sent me a number of messages that I found it hard to decipher. It's not really my sweet spot. What did you make of the NFL draft?
It was interesting. I mean, Caleb Williams is the number one guy, the quarterback from USC, Southern California. So he's gone to the Chicago Bears. Rick Solito and other people like that will be happy who love that team. But so many quarterbacks went, because quite often there's only a couple deemed worthy, that it was just a massive spending spree on that. But I guess if you're a Chicago Bears fan, long-suffering, it's good for you. I think your son will be happy with the Minnesota Vikings picking up a quarterback as well, J.J. McCarthy from Michigan. So he'll be happy with that. And I'm a Detroit Lions fan, and we just went and did something weird and got two cornerbacks with our first two picks. I'm not sure what the hell's going on, Piney, but I still love my Lions.
Have you written a letter to the general manager of the Lions?
Do you know what? He'd probably reply. He's a very passionate man. I might actually do that. I might find out. I'd love to go to a game, so that's the aim for the next season.
Top man, James. Always great to chat, mate. We'll do it again next Sunday, eh?
Cheers, mate.
All the best, James McOnie. Part of our Sundays, a very popular part of our Sundays. Catch him on the Crowd Goes Wild, Alternative Commentary Collective, and across your social media platforms as well.
For more from Weekend Sport with Jason Pine, listen live to News Talk ZB weekends from midday or follow the podcast on iHeartRadio.